Hello everyone and welcome to my new video. And what is this video about? Well, I am going to make and break some hardcore break beats in Ableton and have a really nice time, and I invite you to watch. I'm going to create the drum breaks using Ableton Session Drums, which is a pack that you can get if you are a live suite owner, which I am. So I have downloaded these. I've been rediscovering them. I actually used them many years ago as the drums for a whole album, and then I never used them ever again. And now I'm using them again because I wanted to put them on the Push 3 and play drums away from the computer and have them sound really good. They are a collection of hyper-sampled acoustic drum sounds. There's loads to choose from, and we're going to use them to make our own break beats. And then when we've got a little collection of break beats, we're going to go and chop them up in interesting ways and make some like nice, visceral, bombastic, hardcore breakbeat stuff. At least that's the plan. So yes, go and get yourself these session drums if you're a live suite owner, or if you don't have them, maybe you want to use something else, BFD or Superior Drummer, I don't know. Or maybe you don't even want to use Ableton, but like, you know, you might just want to watch just to get some ideas. Or do absolutely nothing and just download the project file off my Patreon at the end of the video, which you will be able to do as well. Right, let's get started. Let's start with the Session Drums Club. Let's go into the Session Drums Club. We're going to go to standard kits, and I'm just going to pull in this big punchy, and I'm going to try and sequence kind of a classic sort of aim and break drum loop with this ride here, I think. Oh, there's some rides here as well. Edge, bell, mid. The mid, big part. What's the difference here? Okay, that's fine. So let's make a 4-bar loop, and I'll set the grid to 1/8 notes, and I'll just draw in some snares along here like that, and fire that off. All right, so the feels are a little bit not quite there, but that's okay. Maybe what I might do is I might just select all of these and do a ramp like this. Whoa, not that way, the other way. Let's do it this way. Yeah, okay, and then I might actually just duplicate those all the way along like that. Okay, so we've got the snares as well here somewhere. Okay, let's use the rim for the actual snare, and then I'll use this other one for ghost notes. Yeah. Okay, so you'll know what I'm getting at in a minute. Let's do the kick drum now. Need to go to 16th notes. Okay, we're going to use this. Yeah, let's duplicate these all the way along. Okay, and then we actually just take a copy of this, put that there, I think. Let's see if that's right. No, here. Okay, this is the one. Yeah. Yeah, nearly there. This last snare here, and then we're going to need a crash. Yeah, or maybe do that one there. Okay. All right, so that is basically going to be the foundation of our break beat, and then I can kind of use these ghost notes here on a separate snare to just sort of adjust the velocities of the ghost notes, the ghost note snares and the main snare. All right, that's pretty good. That's our little aim and break. Right, let's just save this now. Okay, so this is going to be the foundation of what we're going to do. We've got our clip here, which is just a pretty standard aim and break style break beat, and it's going to go into this drum kit, and then we're going to process the kit, resample it, and then change the preset, process it again, and keep doing that until we've got this nice little library of brand new hardcore acoustic breaks. And then we'll start chopping them up and we'll have a very nice time. So the kind of processing I was going for was that I was experimenting with two different types of like compression, doing them in parallel. So I'm going to get the OTT. I'm going to put the OTT here and I'm going to group it. And then I'm going to open up the chain and I'm going to get the drum bus and I'm going to put that on a separate chain. Where is the drum bus? Okay, that's going to, so we've got two very aggressive types of processing, compression processing, but in parallel. Put the limiter on there. Let's listen to the OTT by itself. Wow. So basically all the life has been sucked out of that. Now let's listen to the drum bus. Okay, so I thought I would use the drum bus to actually sort of shave off the transients a little bit. Damn it, minus 0.25. Yep, there we go. And then use the OTT as kind of like a background, but there's a bit of a problem here. Now listen to these two at the same time. Yes, there is some rather bad latency there. Let's have a listen. Now, probably the OTT is doing so much processing that it's actually creating a substantial bit of latency, which is why we're getting those phase issues. So what can we do about that? Well, this would be a good time to use the align delay on the channel that is perhaps less latent, if that's the expression. So I think the drum bus is maybe earlier than the OTT, so we need to kind of delay the drum bus by a certain amount in order to get them to line up. So I'm going to use the align delay. I'm going to switch it to samples. When I was rehearsing this video, I just typed in 6 samples thinking that would be enough, and it turned out okay. Have a listen. Could maybe be 7 samples, I don't know. No. Listen to the difference when I turn this off. Yeah, sounds pretty good. Right, so let's start resampling these. Let's rename this to session breaks. And we'll do a couple of passes and then I'll resample this. Because I want to choke out the crash. All right, so there we go. We recorded that to a, we recorded that to a lovely new loop. Look how good that looks. So look, the transients are coming through really nice. They'll be punchy, but there's a little bit of sausage in the background that's going to give us a little bit of depth. Let's have a listen to that. That sounds very good. Now, we're just going to keep those settings, but change the drum kit. So let's go to the packs again, and let's just drop in this British vintage and see how that sounds with this clip. All right, let's record that. All right, lovely. Let's just do the same. Woo! Let's just do the same thing. Let's replace this with this one, brush sizzle. Just going to keep going until I've done them all, really. Oh, stop. Oh. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Did it leave the compression in there? Yes, it did. Right. Okay, let's do this dark plate then. Let's see what this is like. Let's just sample this, see what it sounds like. All right, they've all got sort of different characters. I'm starting to think maybe that ride cymbal is a little bit loud, so I'm just going to pull them all down a bit. That'll do. Let's swap out that kit for this one. Whichever this one is. What's this? Deep snare dynamics. All right, let's have a listen to this one. let's now keep swapping these out. Let's go for low, loud, squashed. Let them all load. Okay, resample this. Beautiful. Now let's try this Reso Classic. Okay, let's sample this. Beautiful. And let's do warm and low as well. So all we're doing is we're just swapping out the kit, using the same MIDI and the same compressor, and resampling them. It sounds pretty good to me so far. I'm excited. Okay, sounding pretty good. Now we could carry on and, you know, sample these ones as well from the Session Drums Studio, but I'll just let you go and do that by yourself. Although some of these are pretty good, cop style. Oh, let's just maybe do a couple. Let's just see what this cop style one sounds like. It's got to sound good. It's called cop style. It's got to sound good. Yes, it does. Let's resample this. All right, let's see what this Session Dry sounds like as well. I'm just curious now. All right, sample this one as well. All right, let's just see what Direct Natural sounds like as well. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's all about just getting loads of different breaks as possible that have the same feel but different character. Okay, that is lovely. Right, so let's just minimize that down and let's just move that to here. Right, now we're going to start slicing these up. There's so many ways we can do this. I'm going to go for a bit of an old approach that I've done before on this channel, but maybe revisit it a little bit. And we're going to do that by getting an instrument rack here. Going to drop that in there, and then I'm just going to take all of these and drop them into this instrument rack and see what happens. And I suspect it's going to load them all in simplers. Yes, it has. However, all of these simplers are set to transients, and I actually want them all to be set to beat. So I'm going to go through each one now, go beat and 1/4. I'm going to do that for all of them. Maybe I'll do a cut here because no one really needs to see me do that for 10 instances of simpler. So see you shortly. Okay, that's all done, and they're all set to repitch, which is what I want. But I want to turn the volume to velocity down on all of them. So I'm going to do that to 1 and do copy value to siblings. And then for the volume, I'm going to put them all to 0 and do copy value to siblings. And I want to set them all to gate rather than trigger. So we're going to do copy value to siblings there. Now they all have exactly the same settings. They're just all different breakbeats. So I am going to do like some generative breakcore now using some MIDI tricks. And first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to get all of these and go distribute ranges equally on the velocity, so that when I randomize the velocity, I'm essentially going to randomize the break that's being played by the MIDI. So the lowest note we can play after we slice a loop in simpler is C1. So I'm going to draw in a C1 there like that. And this is what we get. That. Now let's go up to 175. It's Saturday. Right, and I'm going to use the arpeggiator to make like a little kind of slice groove. I'm going to set it to up the steps to 1 and the distance to 1 and steps to 3. This is what we get. And we're triggering this sample here. Now, it's choppy, right? Yes, that's because we've set it to gate. So it's only going to play the sample for as long as the MIDI note gate is. So we can make that longer with a note length object. Let's put the note length device rather. Let's put that to 1/4 and just see what that sounds like. Much better already. Yeah, this is good. You can't see me, but I am headbanging. Breakcore, a genre that you can dance to and mosh to at the same time. I'm sure there are others, but that one comes to mind. So let's make a little scale now. I'm going to get a scale object, and rather than use this for a melodic scale, I'm going to use this to sort of snap to certain MIDI notes, and I just want them all to be roughly 2 notes apart, and you'll see why in a second. So I'm just going to draw these all in. Actually kind of works out quite nicely. Yeah, so basically what I've made is a 6-note scale, or perhaps even a pentatonic, but they are all 2 notes apart. And the reason why that is because when I want to randomize the MIDI note, it'll snap to either a kick or a snare. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Let's set this to 100%. Yes. Yes. Listen how good that sounds. Sort of giving me like Lime Wax vibes from the late 2000s. Everyone remember that stuff? Right, let's randomize the break. So each time that we get in some velocity, let's put the velocity at the start, we can randomize which break gets selected. Let's make that MIDI note a little bit longer, shall we? Let's say that the thing is 2 bars long. All right, let's maybe do some clip automation on this steps thing. Let's just see what we can do with. Let's maybe just like snap it to something like. Is it doing that? Show automation. Oh, okay. Yeah, 3. Let's. Well, it says it's on 2. All right, let's just try 1 then. Didn't really sound that good. Oh well, worth a try. Let's delete that automation. All right, let's try the repeat thing. Let's yeah, that's it. That's it. That's pretty much all I wanted to do. Just in no time at all, we've created these really satisfying fat drum breaks, and we're chopping them up and now we're getting something going, and I'm getting excited. I want to turn this into something, whether it's a song or if it's like something that I can jam with. You don't need to trigger this with MIDI. You could trigger this from a single note in a drum rack, or from a single note in a MIDI clip, or whatever you want to do. And then if you want to make it like a little bit more interesting, we could chuck in some beat repeats here. could jump over to the Isotonic store and go and pick up NedFX. These are my little multi-effect device things that kind of do like glitchy, repeaty things like this, which is kind of very nice. But we've all seen those before. Just a little plug there. So there you go. That's a pretty satisfying way that you can make some break beats. And you could kind of just save this now as a little template to create breaks. Go and load it in with different drum sounds or something. Try all the different packs, all the different presets, and start making your own library of original drum breaks. And then turn them into stuff like this. Okay, that's it, everyone. I'm going to go and put this on my Patreon now. So join up there and download this and have loads of fun, and I'll see you around. Cheers, bye.